Hello, witches. So, I'm going to give you a little peek under the curtain of Irish witchcraft, and I'm going to introduce you to the Buchanach. The Buchanach is the goat-headed male spectre, and its counterpart is the Bananach, which is the winged female spectre. So I might jump between saying Bananach and Buchanach. They're the same thing, okay? One is male, one is female. So the Buchanach basically is chaos. It is baneful, it is violent, aggressive. It is literally born of the battlefield. It feeds upon man's destruction and man's despair. When man goes to battle, the Buchanach join together in the sky, shrieking and sending them into a bloodlust so that they can swoop down and feed upon them. Who does that remind you of? Can you guess right? What goddess is that? The Morrigan. The Morrigan was well known for calling the Buchanach into battle. She would use them to put her own men into a bloodlust battle frenzy and against her opposition to absolutely terrify them, okay? And there's actually the aspect of the Morrigan, Naman, as you can see depicted above, that was said to take on spectre form of a Bananach and shriek and do the same thing. So the Buchanachs and Bananachs, this applies to both of them, obviously were shape shifters, okay? So you would find them in their goat-headed form, the females in their winged form, or they would be clear mist, or they would be seen as smoke, moving about as smoke. They would gather before and during battle. They would whip people up into an absolute frenzy, and as men were cut down, they would swoop down out of the air, and with their long tongues they would lap up their blood and feed. But what they were really after was a dying man's last breath, because with that they got the energy of the soul to feed upon. The Buchanach did not like peace. It was well known in times of peace to go to the high kings and whisper in their ears and try to whip up a bloodbath war with another part of Ireland, another High King of Ireland, because that is how they fed. They did not want peace, they wanted chaos. So here's the thing, this is why I'm telling you about the Buchanach, is where there is an Irish witch, there is a Buchanach. They are intrinsically linked and allied throughout Irish history. You will not find one without the other. Buchanachs are literally birthed on the battlefield. They are birthed from bloodshed. They are birthed from war. They are birthed from man wanting to destroy man. And when they are born, they will instantly seek out their kindred spirit, which is A, another Buchanach, or B, an Irish witch. And don't get it twisted, they will not work with any other witch except an Irish witch. They are an Irish spectre, okay? They are only going to work with the Irish. If you try to call in a Buchanach, it will eat you. It is and will only recognise as kindred Irish. It does not matter what type of witch you are. It will not see you as that. It will see you as something foreign, not kindred to it, okay? So please don't try and call them in. It will go against you. Trust me. So a few TikToks ago, I was explaining to you about the use of skulls on the Irish path with entities. That is where the Irish witch will home their entities, okay? So the main skull that we use, as I explained before, is a ram/bull skull, either or, okay? And trust me, what is housed in that is so much worse than a Buchanach, okay? So we're going to put that to the side for now. because I also talked about pairing that up with a goat's skull, because within that goat skull is the Buchanach, and they have one aim, and that is to decimate. Say hello. Hi, baby. So, as an Irish witch, you will only need to blood bond and be close to one Buchanach, because when you send it to do your bidding, it will call in the rest. One shriek from it attracts the rest. So you will nearly always have a swarm. They will swarm upon your opposition. They will swarm upon your enemy, even though you're only directing one of them. So the Buchanach literally eats baneful, negative energy. That is literally what, if it does not get it, it will die. That is why it allies so well and sees the Irish witch as their kindred spirit, because the witch can feed it. So basically, in a nutshell, every time someone throws baneful work my way or negative energy my way, it is literally used to feed my entities, my fetches, such as the Buchanach. That is what they eat. Okay, you can't touch me. You're helping me feed my fetches, right? And what I get hired for is people come to me to get protection from my fetches. I sit my fetch on them, and any baneful or negative energy sent their way also feeds my fetches, like the Buchanach. It's a win-win situation. They're untouchable. My Buchanach gets fed. But I can also send my Buchanach to eat you, to make negative, baneful energy for you so that it can feed off of you. I can send it to whisper in your ear. Do you get an inkling now of what they can do? I can literally send a fetch to get you to destroy yourself, simply so that it can feed. And then it will always come home to mum, which is me. If you are a traditional Irish witch and you are walking within the Irish honour system, you absolutely can call in a Buchanach for yourself. It is probably already sitting with you, because to it, you are its family. But it is very important that you know how to bond and control and direct your fetches, because if you can't, it is going to cause devastation. Okay? So, us Irish witches, we're a quiet bunch, but we're quiet for a reason. We don't give a lot away, but trust me, we are not the ones. I want you to know, when I use the terminology fetch and I use the terminology entity, that this is only one of them that it encompasses. So, there's a lot of people on this app and they talk a big game, but they are absolutely powerless. And I sit here unfazed and unbothered, because when I look at my Buchanach, it is like I can't even feed from that. It is so weak. So, go play somewhere where it's safe. Anyways, I thought the rest of you beautiful souls would really enjoy a look behind the curtain. There is so much we don't and can't educate you on this app. But I wanted to introduce you to one of my babies. And I have many. And also I want to thank my haters. They have been well fed. They say yummy. And anyway, guys, the Buchanach. I hope you enjoyed.